Welcome back to another Save It for Parts unboxing video where once again Fluff is insisting on helping with the video production. Most of the stuff on my desk here is not part of the unboxing, it's just junk that I'm in the middle of, and I wanted to get some of the junk off of here, which means opening the mail, so I might as well film it. This one was not actually mail. This has been sitting around in the bushes at my day job. Somebody sent this with, it looks like either Bofo or Gofo Express. I don't know why people use these weird couriers. They inevitably just throw the package into the bushes. This has been sitting out in the rain for who knows how long. If you're a company shipping things, just use the US mail. Don't use weird couriers, especially for something this size. First class mail, this is probably like 30 cents to mail this. Okay, this appears to be a cable of some sort. Did I order this? Did somebody send me this? It's damp because, again, it's been sitting in a puddle under a bush for months. I have no idea what this is. I will set that aside and maybe someday I'll remember what it goes to. All right, let's move on to this one. I think this was an eBay purchase, but again, I don't remember what it is. I've been away for a couple weeks and stuff kind of piled up at the P.O. box. All right, this is a flat rate bag with a flat rate box inside of it. A heavy case. Oh, I remember now. This is a pair of binoculars. And I actually ordered these after the Alaska trip because my sister had a pair of these and they were much better than my binoculars. I just had some vintage ones from an estate sale, but these are, they're a Redfield Rebel 10x42. Yeah, they were pretty cheap on eBay, and as far as I can tell, they're good binoculars because I really liked them when we were in Alaska. My sister also got me this when we were up there for my birthday. It is a, I think you call this a loop, or it's a little magnifying set of glasses, so I can work on really small stuff now. So yeah, that's going to be a cool one to play with. This, I believe, is from a viewer, Joe in Connecticut. Some old scanner books that Joe had and offered to send me. I do have some of these old scanners still, so I might be able to modify some of them and do something interesting. So thank you, Joe. We're going to put these on the bookshelf, hopefully get around to reading them and maybe doing something with them in the future. I also went to Axeman Surplus recently and picked up a bunch of random junk. I mean treasure. Always treasure. We have another solar panel. I've been using these for Meshtastic nodes. I got a bunch of these Olimex prototyping boards. I have no idea what this is. I looked them up. Olimex still makes stuff, but this is an older product, I think, and I've got a USB version and a serial port version. I'm a sucker for weird serial port devices, and yeah, it looked like they'd be interesting to play around with, so I picked some of those up from Axeman. Also picked up some just raw EEPROM chips. I do have an EEPROM programmer somewhere, which I think I also got from Axeman, so I figured I should learn how that works and what I can do with it. Laser module, just a little 3-volt kind of laser pointer module, also from Axeman Surplus. Enclosures, these are always super handy, and it's really hit or miss if Axeman has these because they go pretty quickly. People buy these as fast as they come in, and these are some nice ones. These look like they're actually waterproof, so I think these will be handy for stuff like Meshtastic. I can stick the little solar panel on one, I can stick a mesh node in here, and we can have an off-grid wireless text message repeater. So I don't know if that's what I'm going to do with these, but it's always useful to have more enclosures, so I bought a bunch of those. So also from Axeman, I got this really cool airplane antenna. I'm assuming this is VHF, like 118 to 120 megahertz. The aircraft is in there somewhere, and they use AM instead of FM. And this actually has 2 antenna jacks on the bottom. One for VOR, which I think is direction finding. I'll have to look that up. And then the other one says GP, so maybe general purpose. And this is an antenna A13B from Aircraft Radio Corporation. Also, these paper bags make great cat toys. Donnie will have this thing shredded in about 10 minutes. Donnie, do you live in that bag now? All right, it's another day, another box of mystery stuff for unboxing. Viewer John sent this to me. I've got both cats helping with this video right now. Fluff is up here on the desk, and Donnie is directly behind the camera, acting as the cameraman, rubbing on it. Yes, you're so helpful. I had been getting stuff like this shipped to my work address because we have better mail service there than here at home. I have left that job, or I'm about to leave it, so I think this is one of the last packages to come to my work. I do have a P.O. box now, and I'm still hesitant to give it out because I don't want just random stuff to show up. I watch William Osmond's channel, and he gets a lot of random stuff, some of which I don't think I could deal with if I got that. So the P.O. box is basically on request. If you have interesting stuff you want to send me, let me know first. I might say no if I already have that stuff or don't need it or don't have space for it. I might say yes if it sounds interesting, but shoot me an email, gabe@saveitforparts.com, and let me know if you have interesting old junk you want to send, and I'll think about it. Anyway, let's see what John sent. This is a Panasonic Toughbook. So this is a outdoor laptop, a Toughbook laptop. It's, yeah, that's pretty cool just right away here. It is definitely thick and heavy. It is not the thickest or heaviest laptop I have worked with because I had that military grade one that I played around with. Yeah, it's very laptop shaped. This is the laptops that I remember from the 90s where the screen was square. Nowadays, of course, everything is like 600 miles wide and the laptop is 1/10 of a millimeter thin, but yeah, this is a 90s style laptop. I think it's actually newer than that, but it looks like it's from the 90s, just the thickness, the weight, and the screen dimensions here. And I can already think of some uses for this, some off-grid satellite stuff. I won't turn it on powered up in this video because this is just the unboxing video, but we'll definitely come back to this. Today we've got a package from viewer Eric Hahn. Thank you, Eric. We're going to see what's in here. And Eric actually mentioned that he sent some stuff to me before, which I had kind of forgotten about. Sorry about that. He had sent me a kind of a weird off-brand phone and some other items that some of it I used on the channel and some of it is still kind of in my to-do pile. And I do always feel bad when people send me stuff and it never gets used. It just gets kind of thrown in a pile somewhere. But that's kind of the risk you have to take. If you send me things, I might not always get to it right away. I might never get to it, but I am looking forward to seeing what's in this one. Eric is one of many viewers who have recommended that I don't try to change too much and don't try to ramp up production quality on these videos, which I've probably taken maybe a little too much to heart. I didn't even comb my hair for this clip. It looks like it might be a Raspberry Pi in a 3D printed case. This looks like a Raspberry Pi camera, which is another thing I have not tried out yet in the Raspberry Pi universe. So more things for the to-do list. I'm actually looking forward to these. They might not happen right away because, again, the to-do list is ever growing, but they are things that have been on there for a while. And yeah, this is a good excuse to play with that. I think this is a little composite video capture device. This thing looks interesting. This actually comes with a little case. This is a IP camera tester. And okay, it looks like there is a laptop in here. We'll play around with that later. I won't turn this on right now. I'll let it charge and then I'll see if I want to install Linux on it or whatnot. So thank you again, Eric. This is some great stuff. Some of it might not show up for a while, but I definitely have ideas for almost everything in this box. So very cool. Really appreciate you passing along your old unused stuff to become my hopefully used stuff. Mysterious letter. I cannot remember if this is a Save It for Parts thing or just an eBay thing. The post office kind of mangled a little bit getting it in my P.O. box. So this is a Save It for Parts thing. This is stickers for the Black Sheep Radio Club. So that's cool. I cannot show that one on YouTube. That is a little too spicy. So thank you, Shui. I think that's how you say your name, but if I got that wrong, I apologize. These are cool. They're going on some of my radio gear. Heck, I'm going to put one on my camera box right now. So this isn't a mailbag item, but I went over to U of M Surplus and I picked up these sweet virtual reality goggles for $35. Actually, they were on sale, so I think it was more like $25. And these things don't work at all because this was a short-lived gimmick from like 2017 when Windows was going to do this mixed reality thing. And like every other virtual reality gimmick since the 1950s, they gave up on it. It didn't work. And so modern Windows doesn't even support this. It was only like Windows 10 that supported this for 5 minutes back in 2017, and nothing else does anything with this. So I think I wasted $25. All right, today I've got a really interesting box here that has been kind of beat up. It seems well-traveled. All right, I know what this is, and this is something I ordered that I'm really excited about. This is going to be a really good video. I won't show you guys what it is just yet, but I am super excited about it, and yeah, this is going to be an awesome project. All right, we have some more good stuff from the mailbag today. Not all of it actually from the mail. I met a local viewer and fan named Bill Frovick who gave me some of his old stuff, so thank you, Bill. Got a Raspberry Pi and some other little electronics things from Bill's collection, and he also gave me another oscilloscope, which I am really going to have to like stop doing videos and actually learn how to use oscilloscopes so that I can use them for future videos. Anyway, that's all going to be a future project at some point. I do intend to get around to those. I'm just always pretty busy. Bill also gave me this UHF SATCOM antenna, or most of one. This one is scratch and dent. It has some damage. It needs new wings and whatnot. But this is going to be cool. I've been meaning to build one of these to do a DIY version. But yeah, this could help with that, or it could be something that I repair and maybe do a shootout between a DIY version and the professional version and just see which ones work the best, which ones are more convenient. That'll be a future video as well. But thank you again, Bill. These things are fun, and that's going to be showing up later on in the channel here. So next up we have a box which I have to admit I already opened. I filmed this segment here about 3 times. I've had some technical difficulties, but this is from another fellow named Gabe, who I went to college with back in Alaska at UAF, and he runs Input-Output Flood, or IO Flood, and they are a server hosting and cloud storage company, and he had some old stuff to send me, so I guess he's sponsoring the video now because this looks like some cool stuff. We have some SSDs, solid-state drives, quite a few of those actually, and then quite a few old school spinning metal hard drives, and these are actually 10 terabyte hard drives. That's bigger than anything I have in any of my systems. This is bigger than what I have in my servers, bigger than what I have in my video editing computer. I might end up using these in the video editing computer, or possibly as network addressed storage or NAS. That is something I've been meaning to do for a while. Haven't quite gotten around to. I do have some other equipment for that, but yeah, long story short, these will definitely be coming in handy, even if I don't get around to them immediately in another video, but they will definitely be showing up at least in the back end of my video production. So big thank you again to other Gabe and Input-Output Flood, and I will put links to them down in the description if anybody's looking for cloud services, online server hosting, that sort of thing. Definitely check them out. Down at the end here, and actually speaking of spinning metal hard drives, I picked up this degaussing ring, or degaussing ring. I'm not actually sure how to pronounce that, and somebody in the comments, usually from the South, always complains about my northern accent, but yeah, this is a degaussing coil, intermittent duty, 1 minute on. Apparently you can run this for a whole minute at a time, and it just plugs into the wall. And this is from Axeman Surplus. And yeah, as far as I know, you just hold this button down and you can like demagnetize stuff. Yeah, we maybe won't be trying this in the same room with the computers and the camera, but we'll do something with this in the future. I also got some other junk from Axeman. I don't know what this is, but it looks like a rocket nose cone. So yeah, I had to buy that. They have a bunch of this stuff at the Fridley location. So if you want metal rocket nose cones, Fridley Axeman right now has a ton of these up near the front desk. I got some tools. I may have already bought a set of these from Axeman, but I couldn't remember, so I bought them again. I got this little bolt gauge, and I realized after I bought it, I could have 3D printed this, but I think it was like 45 cents, so that's probably less than the filament costs. Also have whatever this is. It was 95 cents. It's a tiny little circuit board. It says it's an R1F, a Jumper RC R1F. I assume it's some kind of radio control receiver, or I don't really know, but they had a ton of these. They had like a whole box of these, so Jumper RC must have gone out of business or something and just dumped all these at Axeman. So they're 95 cents each if anybody's looking for an R1F. Bill also gave me some old military camping gear, so that's always handy. I've got kind of regular camping gear that I use out in the woods, but I could throw this set in the car and you keep it around for winter emergencies, that sort of thing. Now, how about outgoing junk? I mean treasure. All this stuff here in the garage I am trying to get rid of, and I've got satellite dishes, I've got a coffee maker, I've got a big satellite dish, I've got test equipment, I've got TVs, I don't even know what's in here. There's stuff, and I'm trying to get rid of it all at once because I do not have time to sit and just piecemeal this out. I don't have time to sit and meet people from Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or even the YouTube channel. I've tried that for some of the antennas and it just doesn't work. Either I drive somewhere to meet somebody and then they decide they don't want it, or they come to meet me and they only want like one piece out of all of this stuff, and it takes a lot of time to get rid of it basically. So I'm trying to do it all at once if I can. And I think I will be having something like a swap meet coming up. I come and buy, or maybe I'll just give you some of this junk because I just want it to go out of the garage. I just want it out of here so I have space in the garage for all the new junk that I'm collecting. And if you have your own junk, if you want to come swap stuff with me or with other people, we can do that too. We can do a little swap meet, no table fees or anything, no admission fees. Just come say hello, trade your junk for my junk. That sounds dirty. All right, some more stuff from Axeman. They had all these Nita Trainer boards that go with a Nita Trainer kit that I bought from them a while back, and these are just, I think, like add-in boards. And what's neat about these is that some of them are basically computer components. Like this is an 8-bit register, and then this one is a 64-bit memory, and it looks like you can directly enter stuff and load and save with some of these buttons. That's kind of cool. It looks like there are enough of these to make like a little miniature computer or something. Some of these are duplicates, a lot of them are different, and they were 25 cents each, and I said, just give me the whole box. So we'll see what we end up doing with these in a future video. Next up, I genuinely don't know what this is. It was on my front porch today, and normally I get things mailed to my P.O. box. I normally don't like to mail stuff to my house, but this is YouTube swag. So this is a shirt that YouTube gave me because I participated in their member video trial. Very discreet. It's just a little embroidered logo on the front, nothing on the back. So it's very nice quality. It's good embroidery, and yeah, it seems like a decent shirt. Very quick Axeman unboxing. I've got this really nice waterproof case, or it was waterproof. It's had some modifications. It's got a power cord. It's got this little network port in the side. So I think I might use this for a laptop or for a cyber deck. So I don't care that it's got some holes in it. That's a pretty good deal, I think. I have a whole bunch of other stuff. I've already forgotten what's in here. I'm just filming this quick on my phone. Now, if you go into Axeman, they do have coupons. If you spend over a certain amount, you get these $5 off coupons that are good for the following month. So these are always handy. Let's see, really quick, we've got some tape, we've got some plugs. We've got, I keep buying these. I don't actually use them, but I think the concept is really cool, this drill-powered pump. So I have a few of those around, and they go well with, yeah, just cordless drills if you need to move some water in an emergency. This interesting lantern, it looks like somebody just homemade this out of an actual lantern, but electrified it. I think that's going to go in the sandbar. And yeah, this wire stripper, so I don't have to just use my teeth to strip wires anymore. And then a couple of butterfly nets, or in my case, I'm going to use these as fish nets in the goldfish pond. One more quick phone video while we're out here. I've got this thing that a viewer just gave me, and this is an interesting looking antenna. This is actually really hard to film with the phone because I've got one hand busy, but this is a cantenna. It is some kind of Verizon cantenna, I guess. Not the traditional cantenna that I think of for stealing Wi-Fi, but yeah, it's got like a modem in here. We've got this, yeah, this Verizon 4G modem unit. Yeah, we'll do a future video on that at some point down the road. So it turns out post office boxes are just a little bit smaller on the customer side than the post office side. So I keep running into this issue where I get a box that just will not fit out of there at all. All right, let's wrap this up. This video is almost 20 minutes long, which is far too long for me to talk about used junk. So we're going to end the video here. I did want to mention really quick, I call these mailbag videos, and I don't know if anyone's ever seen a mailbag in the last 30 years. When I lived up in Alaska and we got our mail on a float plane once a week to the island that we lived on, we would actually sometimes get the mail in bags. It would come in these big, like, cloth sacks that they would give you off of the plane, and that would have all the packages and letters and whatnot. But I don't know if anyone outside of very rural communities like that has ever seen a mailbag, and I don't know if they still use them, but that's what I think of when I think of pulling things out of the mailbag. Anyway, that's all we've got for this one. Stay tuned to see what we do with any of that stuff in the video. I know some of it has already come out. I think I showed the Tough Book in the ROV video, and some of those other things have made their way into other projects along the way, but we still have a lot of interesting stuff to work with on the channel. So I have plenty of content coming up with some of that. Thank you to everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.